Hi, I'm Pam Sawyer, State Representative. I represent the towns of Bolton, Andover, Hebron, and Marlborough. And what we know about Connecticut today is that we have one of the biggest financial holes in the country. Part of that is budget, part of that is unfunded liabilities, and we don't have the job growth that it's going to take to get us out of this. So what have we seen today? We have a governor today that brought forward in a very passionate speech about the budget that he brought forward. That budget says that he will bring forward so many taxes that are going to hit across the board that people are not going to be able to turn around without facing a tax increase or a new tax somewhere. You're going to find that people who make between $50,000 and $70,000, people who are not rich, people who are really working hard and trying to make it, they're going to find they're going to have a 10% increase on their state income tax. Then they're going to turn around and they're going to go out and they're going to fill up their car and they're going to be hit with another tax increase on the gas tax. From there they go to get their hair cut, they're going to find another tax. And by the time they're done buying a pair of socks, which will now be taxed, which hasn't been in the past, they're going to go out and buy their Excedrin because they have a headache, and that's going to be taxed. It's going to affect people from the lowest level to the highest level. And it's not really going to do anything to move Connecticut forward. The governor said that we are open for business. What a great line that is, and we hope it's true. But it's not when you have an impact on the taxes to business that is going to be extended. They have now a tax on businesses. It's a 10% surcharge, and that's going to be continued into the future. Does that say to businesses and new businesses coming in, we're open for business? I don't think so. What he has said in this budget is that the shared sacrifice is on the backs of the taxpayers. That shared sacrifice goes across the board, and everybody's got to pay more and more and more. But what they're looking at in his budget is there's not a reduction. As a matter of fact, it's hard to believe he didn't flat budget anything. He put an increase in there of almost $900 million. And that bump is pretty insulting to the taxpayers of the state of Connecticut. He then turns to the unions, to the state workers, and said, oh, by the way, we want you to give concessions of $2 billion. He didn't come up with any real cuts, and then yet he's asking the workers to find ways to do these concessions. These are the same people that gave back $600 million over the last 2 years, and I think that's going to ruffle their feathers big time. I think it's going to affect people across the board in my district. It's going to affect them when they go to put oil in their tanks to heat their homes through the rest of the winter and heat their hot water through the summer. That bump is another tax that they have to bear. Plus, as soon as they go to pay their property tax, and I know this is coming up certainly in the summer in our towns, their property tax, they're not going to get the $500 property tax rebate that really gave them property tax relief. That'll be gone if the governor's budget carries on. I've already gotten the calls, and the calls are coming in fast and furious. What is he thinking? Why is it on our backs? Why didn't he make the cuts into state government? And those are the type of questions that I'm having a hard time answering. Connecticut needs to face up to the fact that we have a very fat layer of government at the state level, and it is huge, and we need to work on reducing that. We also need to look at the unfunded state mandates, whether it is back to the towns or whether it is onto people, that just cannot be afforded in this state. And there wasn't one proposal in this that showed that the governor understood the unfunded state mandate issue.